So welcome to the Friday 13th YouTube channel, Metalheads. We're going to be talking about the Headbangers Open Air Festival in Germany. Now, you really need to go to this festival. If you've not been to it before, it is one of the best festivals in the world. It's pretty much a garden party, but you're going to see lots of 80s metal bands. So this is the 25th anniversary of the festival. So I'd like to congratulate Thomas and Jürgen on a fantastic festival. Best of luck for the future, guys. So the first band we saw at the festival was called Space Vocation from the US of A. Now these guys were formed back in 2007 and pretty much based themselves on the new wave of British heavy metal with some American influences. Most of their influences come from such bands as Judas Priest, Motorhead, Van Halen, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses. And that mixes really well with the music that they're playing. They also have a little bit of a thrashier feel to them as well as a heavy metal style, but all the influences for this band really do gel well together. For this band are a four-piece that consists of Kiyoshi Morgan on guitars, we have Kater Kennedy on drums, Stephen Godwin on bass, and Scott Sharperio on vocals and rhythm guitar. Funny to know that the guitarist Kiyoshi was also involved with Vicious Rumours, who recorded the album Razorback Killers, which is a fantastic album as we all know. Drummer Carter was also involved with a band called Orchid, and they also played on the albums Through the Devil's Doorway, Capricorn, Into the Mouth of Madness. Now, Kayoshi's been involved with some pretty interesting musicians of the past. He's been involved with Brad Gillis from Night Ranger Ozzy Osbourne, Eric Peterson from Testament, Steve Smythe from Nevermore and Dragon Lord, Will Carlo from Angel Witch, and so many other bands. So he's a well-respected guitarist in the Bay Area and San Francisco area. And this band have recorded 4 previous albums. And now this is the first time I've actually heard this band when I saw them live at Headbangers Open Air. But they've done albums such as Lost in the Black Divan. They've also released an album called Cosmic Vargord, Heart Attack, and also an album called Blast Off. So these are albums that I'm going to have to check out. But what I saw this band live was absolutely fantastic. They were a really good opening act for the festival. The band are signed to Pure Steel Records and have recently released their new album. It's called White Hot Reflection. Now, they're mixing a blend of heavy metal, speed metal, and power metal, and it really works well for this band. The new album, like I said, White Hot Reflection, is a really good album, and live they were fantastic. A great opening act. I'd have to say that Space Vacations, most of their music is traditional heavy metal, taking you back to the old new wave of British heavy metal. Such bands as Saxon, Tigers of Pantang, Early Angel Witch, and also Grim Reaper. There's some of the influences that I hear in their music. Now, the singer Scott is a really good singer, and the music by the band Koshi and also Carter and Stephen are pulling through really well on this album. Live, the band are really, really good live. Scott is a fantastic singer, and the rest of the guys, Koshi, Carter, and Stephen, really pull well together. They're a really interesting band to watch live, and the fans really took to them. Like in Germany, most people out there are really dedicated to old school metal. I have much respect for people in Europe, and I really like going to these festivals, especially Headbangers Open Air. So, Space Vacation were fantastic live. They really pulled the crowd. The crowd enjoyed what they were doing. They played some fantastic songs. And like I said, it's melodic heavy metal with touches of power metal and speed metal. So the set list for Space Vacation would be Rain in Hell, Playing with Fire, Transcending, Being Evil, Live by the Sword, More is More, Brohammer, and Keith's Sister. So that's the set list for Space Vacation. Also on the Wednesday night, we had Vicious Rumours were headlining, and I have to say that Space Vacation had Kiyoshi on guitar, came out on stage with them, and also Stephen on bass. They did some classic Vicious Rumours songs together, which was fantastic to watch, as you may see some of the pictures on this review. All in all, Space Vacation are a band that need to be heard. They're really good musicians, real nice guys, really professional. And like I said, they've done 4 previous albums. So check out these guys, Space Vacation. The new album's called White Hot Reflections, released on Pure Steel Records. Now, our next band to hit the stage was a band called Jameson Raid. Now, I haven't actually heard of this band before. And believe it or not, these guys are from England, originally from Birmingham. They were formed back in 1975 to 1983. Then reformed back in 2008 and are still going today. They're an interesting band, and I don't know why I didn't get a chance to hear them back in the day, but they're an old, new wave of British heavy metal band with very interesting roots. The band consists of original singer Terry Dark, who's been with the band since the very early stages. Joining Terry for the current lineup is some German musicians. You may know these guys. We have Callie Schmidt on guitar and vocals. We'd have Andreas Judeth on drums, who's also with the band, who also recorded and played live with Savage Grace's Chris Logan, and also Lud Lilly on bass guitar. So they've got 3 well-known German musicians, actually session musicians, playing along with Terry Dark. Now, the music's very interesting. It takes me back to the really early roots of British heavy metal, similar to bands like Ethel the Frog, a band based in Hull, where I'm from. Also, another band from the local area where I'm born is Salem. So they're very much influenced by Ethel the Frog, Salem. Now, another band that these guys remind me of is Hawkwind. They have a little bit of Hawkwind in there, as well as the two bands I mentioned, which rates really well in favour after listening to some of their early albums. In later times, Jameson Raid have released Fictional Doors as a remix with the three German musicians I already mentioned. This is a really interesting album. It's very well put together. It's good to see him doing old songs remastered and redone, and it really works well in favour for the band. Having listened to some of the songs on the Jameson Raid Fictional Doors, the remix, it's a really well put together album. The music kind of reminds me a little bit of Samson. It also reminds me a little bit of Grim Reaper. Having said that, these guys have been around since the early 70s. And so to watch this cult classic band from the UK was something interesting. I've never seen these guys before, and they were really, really good. A very powerful outfit. Having three German musicians in the band with Terry really does add a flavour, and it really makes the music more powerful. The guys put on an excellent performance. The crowd were really into it. Lots of headbanging, lots of cheering, all around a fantastic band. They're called Jameson Raid, originally from Birmingham, England, and I hope these guys carry on to write new material. Now, next up was the one and only Vicious Rumours. Now, I've been a really big fan of Vicious Rumours since I was in my teens. I first discovered Soldiers of the Night back in the early 80s, which was released on Shrapnel Records, and a really interesting album. This album also featured Vinnie Moore on guitar, who later on joined UFO. The original members for that album that are still in the band now is Larry Howe on drums, and would have Jeff Thorpe on guitar. This album, Soldier's Night, would also feature bass guitarist Dave Starr and also vocalist Gary St. Pierre. This was a fantastic debut album, released originally on Shrapnel Records. This was followed by the classic master album, Digital Dictator, which I think is one of the best albums the band have done. Soon as Carl Albert joined on vocals in this band, the band just shot to stardom. What a powerful singer. Sadly, Carl passed away in the early 90s, and what a phenomenal singer, really powerful singer live. And if you've seen him live like I have, you'll see just how powerful he is as a singer. I really do miss Carl as a vocalist, but he wrote some fantastic songs and played on some of the best Vicious Rumours albums. Now, Digital Dictator would also feature guitarist Mark McGee, who was a fantastic guitarist. He replaced Vinnie Moore. So all in all, the Digital Dictator album is one of the best albums, like I said. It was released back in 1988 on Shrapnel Records and is a cult classic. So Vicious Rumours were playing the first 90-minute set. They were doing two performances at the Headbangers Open Air. On the Wednesday, they were doing the classic Atlantic Years. This would be Welcome to the Ball and Vicious Rumours, which are two brilliant albums, especially Vicious Rumours. It's one of my favourites. The band played the full two albums in their entirety, and they were absolutely amazing. It's great to see Vicious Rumours live. I haven't seen these guys since the early 90s. So they played the full album from start to finish, where we'd have Don't Wait For Me, World Church, On The Edge, Ship of Fools, one of my favourite songs of all time by Vicious Rumours. Can You Hear It, Down to the Temple, Hellraiser, Electric Twilight, Thrill of the Hunt, and Axe and Smashed. So that was the Vicious Rumours album. And next would be the Welcome to the Ball album, released in 1991 on Atlantic Records. This would feature the songs Abandoned, You Only Live Twice, Saviour from Anger, Children, Dust to Dust, Raise Your Hands, Strange Behaviour, Six Step Sisters, Masterman, When Love Comes Down, and End of the Earth. The band also included a couple of extra songs just to fill the set, but they were absolutely amazing live, full-on powerful band. And not only just to mention that the original singer, Gary, was supposed to be turning up at the show, unfortunately didn't make it. Ronnie Moreau, unfortunately couldn't make the show due to ill health issues. Ronnie, I hope you get better soon, my friend. But the band pulled through the best they could. Handling the vocals for this set was Larry Howe on drums and also Jeff Thorpe. Both of them did a fantastic job. The crowd were really behind them. They were a force to be reckoned, and the lineup that they have now is fantastic. So the current lineup we have in the band right now is Jeff Thorpe on guitars, long-time member. We'd also have Larry Howe on drums, long-time member. We'd have also Gunnar D. Gray on guitars, a great guitarist, very young guy. Robin Ultbolt on bass guitar. Now, all in all, Vicious Rumours were fantastic. A great headlining act for the Wednesdays, the warm-up show. So if you've not seen Vicious Rumours before, you really need to check them out. I'm going to be talking about them very shortly because they did a second set, which would be the First Two Arms and Shrapnel. So the set list for the band on Wednesday night would be for Vicious Rumours, Abandoned, On the Edge, The Crest, Down to the Temple, Six Stepsisters, Ship of Fools, Rad, Into the Sun, Soldiers of the Night, World Church, Minute to Kill, Let the Garden Burn, and Don't Wait for Me. Fantastic set for an opening warm-up show.